Here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we got some patrons joining us.
YouTubers!
Is this the best liquor store in town?
I think so.
This is like the Pappy Van Winkle of scotches.
I'm buying 2 bottles.
He's loading up now. There's a Blanton's right there. No price on it. Bunch of Kentucky Owl Batch 12s. Weren't those like $300? Oh, another bright sunny day this morning here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Never hunted Oklahoma. We're gonna do it today. We got some patrons joining us here. Introduce yourself.
Corey, glad to be here.
What are you looking for? Any particular whiskeys you're looking for?
Man, I hunt in Tulsa pretty much almost on a daily basis, so not really, but we're gonna try to find something cool and unique today.
Hello, Peyton.
Anything, what are we looking for?
Some Russells, some Wellers. Give us anything.
Which Russells? Don't say 15. Like, we're not gonna find, like, if we find that, I'm taking that one with me.
Oh, got you. Then it's all you.
Brandon, I'm looking for probably a Michter's 10-year. I know that's probably a little hard to reach, but hopefully a Weller's 107.
Maybe we'll get lucky with those. Now we're starting here at Parkhill's warehouse. It's massive. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They gotta be selling drugs out of the back of this thing. It is enormous. Nobody sells this much liquor, but there are people starting to gather. I was told to show up here early because there would be people gathered, because sometimes they put things out on Saturday mornings just randomly. It's just gonna be dispersed throughout the store and you gotta run around looking for it.
They got a couple spots that everybody will
Some
head
regular
straight to.
spots? Yeah. Okay. Let's go see what's going on over here with all these people. How y'all doing?
Good, how you doing?
Not too bad, hoping to find some whiskey this morning. So is this the spot, is this the best liquor store in town?
I think so.
I mean, you're here well before it opens, hanging out. You must like it a little bit.
A little bit.
Any idea what they might be dropping today? Is there like a particular cycle? Anything y'all are expecting coming out pretty soon around here?
Just luck.
Just luck. It's just like, hey, let's hang out for a little while,
Yeah, let's talk,
get some
have
whiskey.
some fun, and if we get some whiskey, great.
I think that's what most people forget about that, or don't realize, that it's a little bit of camaraderie, right? I mean, you're not just hanging out for whiskey, you're hanging out with whiskey folks for a little while, and hopefully there's whiskey at the end of it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, there's your grain of glass.
Got them sitting there. Awesome. Old Forester single barrel proofs right there.
Here, actually, I've already got one of these.
You already got one?
Pick of
Which
these
is this
rye.
one? The rye, the
Straight
bourbon. Which one, do you know which one's better?
It's like everybody's saying either this or the weeded.
Oof, okay, well, thank you.
take that one.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yep.
Doc Swenson's. Never seen that label. I don't know anything about those, to be honest with you. I mean, I like Widow Jane 10, but it has a lot of George Dickel in it, so I gotta be in the mood for that, because I'm not a huge George Dickel fan. But I don't know any, so I don't buy all the the Widow Jane stuff.
Do you like Old Forester?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Old Forester. I saw the single barrel proofs. I just have like 5 of those open at home right now. So we don't get all of those just because there's tons of them. Y'all didn't see anything?
Looking at this McKenna 10, I know it's Heaven Hill, but
It's
I haven't
pretty good
tried
though.
it.
Single barrel 10-year-old Heaven Hill. Some few.
I don't know if I'm gonna get this. Are you looking for a weeded too?
I mean, maybe, yeah, if you don't want to get it. I don't know if they limit us to the number of bottles.
One of each.
Okay.
I'll put it back down because
You sure?
Yep, yep.
Now I'm out of
Came a lot
hands.
further than me, so.
Oh, I was just passing through. Got the Bardstown's at a disco right there.
Yes, we just got
Series
Bardstown in Oklahoma pretty recently.
On the Bardstown, which ones would you recommend? There's just so many.
The
nice
discos
labels.
usually, but those are expensive. Those are the ones that I like the most. Some of these collaboratives are really good, some not so much. But yeah, the ones that I normally buy are just the discos. And I don't buy every one of those. The latest one, the blue label, is the one to get. Like, that's my favorite out of the ones I've seen. I want to say it's 13. Really solid.
I've heard some good things about the Goose Island collab, but
No, that's awful. The cask strength or the white labels, so freaking good. Like, those are buys, 100%. They're like $50 for cask strength Green River. Give me a freaking break. Obviously, if you haven't had that, that's a good shelf pour. These are really nice. I like the Rickhouse proofs. So when you get the Rickhouse proofs, but like those are really good whiskey if you like the 100 proofers.
We've had the soft red wheat in the
Okay.
bottled in bond. Have you had the Russell's single barrel rye? Their 6-year one?
I don't know I don't think so. I have this one.
I think
but I
this
haven't
is
had
probably
that
my
one.
favorite
They're
rye.
okay.
So good.
Like that one?
Like but I really like Bullet. I found Bullet after you talked about it. The 12 year.
The 12, like 95.5 MGP.
Yes, sir.
But
It's
it just
really,
like
really
that
good.
oak on it is so freaking good.
What do you think about Clyde May stuff? I've heard you talk about it.
I like the Clyde May stuff. We did a single barrel with them. My only problem is I want more proof. That red label is 110. I don't think I've had that one. And that Conecuh Ridge is Clyde May stuff as well. The Clyde May stuff is MGP distilled, but it's their mash bill, their recipe. They just have it made at MGP for now. They just built a new distillery in Alabama that I think is operational at this point, but obviously be years before their whiskey's coming out of there. But I do enjoy Clyde May's. Little apple note to it, especially the Alabama style whiskey, which doesn't look like they have here. It looks like apple juice to me.
We've had their Peerless, just regular small batch stuff.
Peerless? Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I like Peerless. We just did 4 barrel picks with them.
We'll wait on that then. Yes, sir.
We've got their bourbon, the first 2 single barrels of their high rye bourbon are going to be ours, and then a rye from them. Those are really nice. Blue Note. I don't have the uncut unfiltereds here. If you see the uncut unfiltereds.
Those are really good. We actually had the Oklahoma pick.
Okay.
I don't know. It was just.
They do have a Blue Note pick here right now too.
Nice. Well, they changed their logo. I haven't seen this. This is the one everybody's been talking about. I didn't realize they changed the label. Because everybody.
Yeah, there was 2. There was one new one old one last time.
Yeah, the
and
one
we-
right in front of it was the
so
same label,
confused.
and then the one behind it was.
But it was a batch 36?
Yeah.
Sir.
One of the big criticisms of barrel has just been, what am I getting? Like, I don't know what I'm getting. You'll go into a store and they'll have 15 of them spread across the shelf. And you're like, what's the difference in all of these? And some of them are fine, like barrel seagrass and barrel dovetail. Still don't really know what those are. I mean, you could read the words and that helps, but at least those are branded. They'll just be batches and things that like all look the same with different colored labels. And it's just too confusing to even, like, you got to put thought into it. I don't want to put thought. I'm in a liquor store. I want to see something, I want to grab it, I want to roll with it. I don't want to have to wade through the difference between 10 or 15 labels. And so it looks like they're getting the memo. So sorry, Barrel, for the criticism, but thank you for listening. And I like Barrel stuff. They make good stuff. Like, they're fantastic blenders. Their orange label, like we talk a lot of good things about Barrel, but it is confusing when you walk in. And here's probably about right. Like, there's seagrass, there's dovetail, there's their batch product, and this is their like shelf staple foundation. This is probably what an allocation should look like, not 15 of them of God knows what. Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? I'm a fan.
TJ. Spencer, nice to meet you, Spencer. You here bourbon hunting?
No, I work here.
You work here?
Yeah.
Awesome. So you like work here could get us in the back room work here, or?
No.
I'm just picking. Any hidden gems here? Anything like, and I don't mean like necessarily allocated stuff, like anything that I probably can't get back home that's really good, bourbon-wise.
Let's take a look.
So this is the same old Moses stuff we were talking about.
Oh, same old Moses? What do you think about it?
So I've only had the double oaked. It's good. Like I said, I think most of their stuff is sourced, and I don't know where it's sourced from, and it's fairly young, but they're doing some cool finish stuff. I think everything they've got on the shelf here is all double barrel finished.
Finished and bottled, so definitely, and then they don't put where it's distilled.
Yeah.
So same old. Anybody knows where they're getting their juice? Let me know.
We did have some of the new riff that was specific to us.
Okay.
We had a barrel pick.
Oh, I think there were some over there.
Oh, yeah.
I think they grabbed one of those.
Yeah, that's the only thing I think of that you can really just
Okay.
get here as far as bourbon goes.
I understand. Well, I appreciate it.
You ever had a Mexican whiskey before?
I mean, I've had tequila, if that's what you're asking me.
Hecho in Mexico.
There you go, in the bourbon aisle. Got the double oak picks. Those are usually really good if you like oak. Almost everybody seems to pick like super oak bombs on those.
I had their regular, just regular release, double oaked, and then we're from Sapulpa, which is on the list. They had their single barrel double oaked, and we got that. It was so good.
Awesome. Yeah, it's hard to mess with a Woodford double oak. Yeah, set these up here for me. I appreciate the hands. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So it was a good spot. I like this store. While we're waiting on me to get to that next liquor store, let me holler at you a minute about the Brewzle Whiskey Festival. October 12th, we're gonna have some of our favorite distilleries we featured on the channel. Old Dominic, Ben Holiday, Old Soul, and many more are going to be in Opelika, Alabama. We're going to be pouring samples, and I'm excited to announce we'll be releasing our very own whiskey brand at this event. You'll be able to get tastings, but you'll also be able to pick up a bottle and take it with you. Tickets are on sale right now, $50 for general admission, but we also have a $25 designated driver ticket because we want you to act responsibly. If you want to join me, if you want to hang out, if you want to have some pours, I know there's football games on. We're going to have them on too. I bought 2 huge TVs. We got Red Clay's got TVs all over the inside. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be having a party. We're going to be watching some football games. Best of all, we're going to be drinking some fine whiskey. If you would, join me. Tickets for sale right now. Look at the link in the description, and I'll see you in Opelika. Let's see if I finally got into that other liquor store. All right, we are now at B&B. I saw what you're doing. See, this man right here is like, hey, I brought Brewzle by, you know, building some favor with the store owners. This is perfectly acceptable use of a bourbon hunting trip. Like, we're here to document the scene for the locals, and if you happen to be our tour guide, if you use that to raise your clout, 100% acceptable. Let's do it. Got the cask strength redwoods. Those are so good.
So good.
So good.
Just tried that. So good.
Okay, you don't have a bottle?
We don't have a
No.
bottle. We've had the
My
Lost
dad had
Monarch.
it.
Your dad had it.
The Pipe Dream's the one I really, like that's the one I've got the house
That's the
absolutely
one I want
love
my
it.
hands on.
Sagamore picks, $60.
132.
132 proof, yeah.
Well, they have
So
a
nice.
12.
Uncle Nearest single barrel, singing those a lot lately. We just picked up 3. Well, I was at Nearest earlier this week and got 3 of those.
You like them?
The Nearest single barrels, yeah, they're good. I mean, it's good Tennessee whiskey. It's I mean, I prefer the Jacks.
Is it
If
similar
you're just-
flavor profile to Jack?
It's not too different, but it doesn't have that kind of banana bread note that a Jack Daniels has. So it's a little different, but they're interesting on their own merit. Great story. I think they're going to have fantastic whiskey someday. You know, they've got the budget, no compromises. Right now it's distilled at Tennessee Distillers Group, TDG, but it's still good. It's good Tennessee whiskey.
They've got a pretty impressive setup down there. We saw it a couple years ago when we went down and did a tour of the Jack Distillery, and it's right up the road from there. So
Knob 12, just sitting here all by its loneliness. There's your Clyde Mays 100. It's just the proof. Like Clyde Mays, give that to me at a higher proof. Like 102's okay. Why can't I get a single barrel cask strength Clyde Mays? I don't know. Or they tater stickered it. Hide you Clyde. More Weller everywhere I go. If you need special reserve, just go to Kansas or Oklahoma. Yeah, but that's not the ones we're looking for. Yeah, that's the benchmark 8. You just
That's what he was talking about.
that's the one that's okay. I would rather have probably an ancient age or an ancient age for sure than that. I don't know if y'all get ancient
we don't
age
see
here.
ancient age.
Okay.
We can get ancient age, but
Of course, the rare breed if you like high proof. If you had this,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love Wild Turkey.
Oh,
The
yeah.
101.
they do. If you ever get to Wild Turkey in the gift shop now, they do 101 single barrels. If you get there and they have a Camp Nelson single barrel, so freaking good. Like you can't beat them. And if you see like the Kentucky Spirits, which I think we saw at one of the other ones, I think it tells whether or not it's Camp Nelson. Those are just a little more fruit forward. Really nice. Now they're ripping you off a little bit because Wild Turkey 101's like super cheap. And then the single barrel 101s at the gift shop are like 3 times that much.
Took
And
us
it's like
forever to get in. Well, there's that Hochatown. Not the OSU, but
that Hoochie Town.
yeah.
they have the small batch.
Oh, yeah, there's the
and-
OSU.
Oh, they have all of them. Now, what did you say you thought about this?
So I've only had the single barrel.
Okay.
It's okay. It's a little young.
Okay, he's
Kinda
trying to
harsh.
not say bad things about them. What do y'all
I
think?
haven't had it.
Her grandma had it, and we didn't try it. We weren't really into Will.
I think she only bought it for the OSU, truthfully.
I got
Big
you.
OSU fan.
Oh, so she had the OSU version. Okay, that's what he was talking about at the last store. Is that OSU version?
But they are probably the biggest producer in Oklahoma that's actually doing their own distilling, and I think they're going to have some good stuff in a couple of years.
All right, what's the oldest thing they have here from them? This is a bonded, so it's going to be 4. Does a single barrel say? Aged at least 44 months.
Yeah.
which means 44 months. If it said at least 4 years, I'd be like, okay, it might be 4.5. That's like handwritten, but aged at least 44 months, which means it was 44 months and a day.
This one tells you aged not less than 3 years.
Okay, so I guess we're going with the bonded here. Do you know if they're using large barrels, small barrels?
I don't.
Distilled, aged, and bottled by then. So cool. We got some Hoochie Town.
What do you think about the Bladen Bow? I know it's a
I mean, it's a solid. Well, I mean, it's a solid pour. Stitzel Weller Distillery, I think, but not. Don't confuse that with a Weller product. Weller is all made by Buffalo Trace these days. Weeded mash bill by Buffalo Trace. Used to be a Stitzel Weller product.
Usually got some stuff in here.
Fancy case. They put the good times in the fancy case. Oh, 1703 Master Select. It's a rum? Is that what that is? Okay. I thought it was like a 1792 something at first. Like it very much looks like that.
Have you ever seen the barrel rum?
I have not seen the barrel rum. This does not lessen my confusion, but at least it's not in the whiskey section.
That one's been in there a while, but kind of curious. I don't drink enough rum to justify paying $107 for
Y'all
it.
rocking those older Bardstown discos around here. They took a while to get to y'all. Dickel 17 right there.
Seen a lot of Sinatra Selects lately.
The Sinatra is good whiskey. It's not $190 good. They groove the barrel. You get a liter. The boxes are sitting on top, so you do get the boxes with them. But it's 90 proof. It's what Jack Daniels used to be when Sinatra drank it. And so it's not, is it worth a little markup? Sure. But it's not worth like 10 times what a bottle of Jack Daniels is worth, especially when there's like the bonded, or you can get a 10 or a 12 for cheaper than that, at least MSRP. So to make that product, is it good? Yes. Does it make any sense whatsoever? None whatsoever. Oh, we got the Boulevards. What is this? Chardonnay cask Saison, white chocolate ale. Haven't tried that one. That's the entire whiskey selection there. Anything hidden anywhere else?
Much it. Yeah, they got the case.
I didn't really look at the back side of that aisle where the ryes were.
I picked up a Pikesville yesterday. I have heard some good things about it.
I've heard good things about it. I don't think I have one at this point. I really enjoyed this Hemingway rye here.
Yeah.
And of course, the Sagamore Double Oaked is a really nice rye as well.
So this is a spot where you find some. They'll just put some cool allocated stuff out.
They just
kinda
randomly
on
throw them out.
barrels, yeah.
Got a bullet store pick. Looks like it's not moving too well.
Yeah, they think they just got it in. They had one of these recently. It was really
Some of those
good.
are really good.
Yeah.
Some of those are good. The 1783 small batch, A124s, and a B there. So A and B batches here. Toasted barrels everywhere. I don't know a lot about them other than they were allocated in Alabama for a while. And then I think they may still be, but like you don't buy them in an allocated drop because they'll be there the next month if you want to come back. It'll just be on the shelf.
They've been sitting on their clearance shelf here for quite a while, and they're still here. So
It's 30% off of $70. Wine finish stuff. Somebody's got to tell me they like it.
Oh, they even tell you it's all Barton, distilled and bottled by Barton, 1792.
If I had to guess, that's not a super successful product. I don't know anybody that's really been raving about them, and they always seem to be sitting around. I want to say they were like much more expensive than that last year when they were dropping in Alabama. I could be wrong about that though.
Okay, I'm nosy. What are you guys doing?
I have a YouTube channel where we just go bourbon hunting, and we found some. Look at here, some Hochatown local stuff.
Okay.
Hey, go ahead and throw that one up here.
YouTubers.
I know.
And you forgot to invite me to come over and be in it. Thanks.
You're in right now.
No, Dad.
What's your favorite whiskey?
Right now that new Bullet.
Okay, the Bullet Pick.
Yeah.
Nice.
You guys have samples of that, don't you?
Yeah. You want some?
Let's
really good.
let's sample. Were you old enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Buy a little.
Today.
Man's like, I've tried all these whiskeys. I turned 21 today. Tell me what you think. Give me. You don't do tasting notes. She gets to give me
He's not
her
bad.
tasting
He
notes.
likes to act like I'm the best.
Okay.
Still a
I give
beginner.
her credit for sure.
Yeah, to me, you get a lot of like dark fruit, like cherry, dark cherry.
Yeah.
A lot of like dark fruit, as you said. I couldn't depict what it was, but like super like fruity, sweet.
On the back of the palate,
It's got
and then it
the,
just kind of mellows out. Hits you pretty hard at first.
I would agree with the dark fruit, but like a hint of baking spice all the way through it.
Yeah.
Little bit of spiciness there. Nice pick though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good. That's a good one. I can see why you've been enjoying that one. Good call out on that
I
one.
don't drink it.
You don't drink it? Except for on the job?
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all. All righty. Headed to Booze Brothers. It's pretty apparent to me that Tulsa, Oklahoma likes its red lights, and I get caught at every single freaking one of them. It's like, oh, it's 2 miles away. It's not that big of a deal. You know, it's just going to be right down the road. We'll be good to go. No, it's 15, 20 minutes because I am spending 6 minutes at every single one of these red lights. Let's go see what we find at Booze Brothers. That's fancy right there. It's got all sorts of little animals. I don't know what's in it, but it is the Brewzle guy, yes. TJ, nice to meet you.
Marcus, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Marcus. We're just doing a little bourbon hunting. Anything out here worth finding, you think?
I mean, you gotta talk to Andy.
See, there's the old elk pour spout right there.
do you like the good time stuff?
Yes. It's not for everybody. It's very strongly finished whiskey. So a lot of finishes, I typically like subtle finishes. These are unapologetically over the top, like super strong finishes. But if you find one you like, they're really good. We just went up there not long ago and got 4 barrels from them. Their most popular is the Neapolitan and the Creamsicle. Those are really good. They're really, to me, almost mixed drinks in a glass. Like the finishing so strong. Pour them over ice. I think they're really interesting. I've heard great things about this cigar batch right here. I don't know if I've had it, and I don't know anything about those 2 finishes. I do know I tend to like their rye finishes more than their bourbons, just because I think rye holds up to a finish really well. Like bourbon sometimes tends to just kind of get overwhelmed by the finish, whereas rye still has some flavor to it.
I haven't got too much into finishes like at all. So where's a good place to start?
This is probably not where you start. This is probably where you end up. But we'll go look at the whiskey aisle and see what we find finished that's worth.
Looks like your 7's looking a little darker.
Yeah, a bunch of them. The Frenchman, this is a French oak stave finish. I don't know about the New Yorker or the Workhorse, and of course the Holiday Toast. I think it's a toasted barrel.
We got this Kentucky St. Patrick's Day. That one.
The Kentucky Owl.
Yeah, they said that was just their regular release, but just their St. Patrick's edition.
I mean, do I care if you take pictures of me?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to ask first.
Of course, like I don't mind.
Okay.
It's fine. I mean, you want a selfie? You want to be in the pictures, or you just want to take
not
pictures?
today.
Whatever it takes to get in the back room where all the good whiskey's hidden.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, like, we put it out here and we sell it. I don't hoard the whiskey.
Okay.
I've just never been. I've seen some of these liquor stores. I've been in the Tulsa world, they interviewed me a couple different times, and I just, these guys that hoard whiskey and do these special releases, and all these people come from out of state and buy the whiskey and take it out. They brought it to Oklahoma for a reason. It was to be sold here, not to be taken back to, wherever.
Yeah.
Tennessee or Kansas.
He was about to say Alabama, which is where I'm from, but I'll let them buy the whiskey if you've got some, and they can keep it here. They're
We got a little
locals.
smuggling team. You're welcome to join it.
Yeah.
I mean, we drink a lot of Trim Tab.
Okay.
So, yeah, I got people going all over the place. So
What's Trim Tag?
it's
a brewery.
Alabama,
Yeah.
Birmingham.
I mean, if you need beer, I can help you out. Well, I mean, I'm not judging. It's a keg of Fireball.
I know that's what you
Anyone?
came for.
I have one, and they've changed the spouts. Like the spouts look different. One of mine just like got turned on accidentally and just leaked this. There are 3 pouches in there, so it's not an actual, like the whole keg's not sealed. More bullets.
Have you had the fancy Fireball? The
I have
Dragon
not.
Select or whatever it's
No.
called?
There's not like the barrel-aged Fireball, whatever it is. No, I have not. Yeah, the McLaren Jack Daniels, another silly marketing stunt.
It's just old number 7, I think, isn't it?
It is, yes. It's exactly no difference in the whiskey. It doesn't even have the McLaren logo, or it does down here in the bottom. It just says MCL. It's got some orange stripes And now you pay, here's where you start with the finishing right here, the Dickel Tabasco finish. We're gonna start on that one. That is just an easy, this just an easy entry into finished whiskey right here.
We'll take that one.
Don't you dare. They can't still be producing that. That has to be left over from the original run. It has to be. Now, you've got finished whiskeys and then you've got flavored whiskeys, right? So like these, flavored. Flavors are fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's just like, you know, you're sitting outside, you want something kind of fruity and refreshing, it's okay. But it's not, like, that's not really whiskey, it's a different thing.
Yeah, 104, they're trying to inch slowly.
Some of them, like, I think 105, 106 is where most of them come out. I want them hot. Tiger thick? That's some celebrity something, isn't it? Blended whiskey, I think it is. I forget which one, though.
You talked about those right threes, huh?
Yeah, if we find a cigar batch, that's a really good entry into finished whiskey for sure. Now, I haven't had these, but now, do you like rye whiskey?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you like rye whiskey, I bet this one's gonna be good. This looks like it might be a store pick. Cognac finish. So it's gonna add like a nice sweetness to it. And rye holds up really well to finishing, so I think that's gonna be good. Straight bourbon whiskey finished in 3-chamber rye whiskey barrels. Is it 3 rye whiskey barrels in a chamber, or is it a rye whiskey barrel that has 3 chamber? What's a chamber in a barrel?
It's something about their still, I think. It's like a 3-chamber still.
All right, it says it's finished in 3-chamber rye whiskey, so they made a rye in their 3-chamber still, and then they finished their bourbon in it. This is really clear. It's just really like that. It's just really easy to understand. I appreciate them being very straightforward about this. Jepson's bourbon. I'm gonna wait till I go to Chicago, buy some Jepson's bourbon and some Malort.
Have you had the Laws whiskey?
I don't think so. I don't believe I have. I could be wrong about that though. I might have tried it. You know, you get so many samples from so many people, I can't remember them all. But I definitely don't have a bottle. Getting close to Arkansas, so I see some Rocktown over there. I've got quite a bit of Rocktown at the house if people are asking, like, why didn't you buy Rocktown? I've got it.
They had a Little Rock?
I believe so. Arkansas somewhere. I think it may be, I'm not sure. They're in Arkansas.
You like their stuff?
It's okay. I mean, most of the stuff I've had from them has just huge barrel impact on it, which makes me think small barrels. You know, it's good. It's just, you gotta like that barrel impact.
This particular one is best in the world.
This particular cask strength bourbon whiskey is best in the world from what? What is that really? See the logo, y'all might be able to see this on the video, but the logo that shows this best in the world is virtually unreadable to me. But it was hand selected and bottled exclusively for best in the world. Is best in the world a place, and this was hand selected and bottled exclusively for best in the world?
Tulsa World is the big newspaper here, so it must have been something they did.
So did it win an award or not? Was it chosen best in the world, or was it hand selected and bottled exclusively for best in the world winner? It seems like a newspaper, and you know newspapers are hurting for money. I'd probably throw them like $7 right now, and I could get best in the world in anything in the entire freaking known universe. But I'm going to spend the $70 just because Tulsa World decided this whiskey was worthy of a sticker. Thank you, appreciate that. We're gonna try it. All of y'all are gonna suffer my misery with this one.
Might be the best in the world.
And honestly, it may be wonderful. At this point, after talking that much crap about it, I hope we open this and it is the best whiskey in the world. That's what I'm hoping. What is Red Saw? Lord have mercy. Red Saw bourbon whiskey. Home, I don't know, I'm blind, I need glasses. Jill's right.
It says distilled and bottled by Honai Falls Distillery in
Aged for 9 months.
New York.
We're gonna sit, boo-boo, sit. You know, you can just hang out right there. You look great on that shelf right there.
Whiskey you were talking about, best of the world.
This one right here.
We've got voted #1 liquor store in Tulsa 3 years in a row.
From these guys?
No,
Is that what
that's the logo from the paper that we put on that specific bottle that came in.
So you got voted best liquor store,
3 years in a row.
and then they gave you a bottle, and you put a sticker on it because of that?
We put a sticker on that because we chose that whiskey when we won best.
Okay, so
Tulsa.
this whiskey's not the best in the world.
No.
Your liquor store is.
Yes.
And you tricked me into buying this bottle with a sticker. We're taking it now. We're trying this now.
It's Jim and Jared's pick.
Okay. All right. We're still looking for finished whiskey here. What do we find? Oh, I mean, you've got some of this Penelope stuff. I haven't had the rosé cask finish. I can't tell you about that. I'm not as big a fan of that toasted barrel as I am some others.
I really like the rosé cask.
You liked it? Okay. You like their toasted?
I liked it.
I mean, that's like a double oak is a finish, right? A toasted barrel is a finish. It's not like it's just another oaking. It's like a Woodford double oaked or a double oak, you've said you had the double oak store pick. So those are finished, but like, it's not like a, wine finish or a honey finish or anything like that. Ooh, that Town Branch, man. That is, look like somebody just peed in the bottle, doesn't it? You had a couple of beers last night. I mean, it's not bourbon, it's a single malt. There you go. That makes sense now. That's why it's so light. Here's some old elk finish stuff. Wheat, sherry cask, Catcher's Rye. Does it say where it was made?
It says
It's 100% Michigan rye mash bill.
distilled and bottled locally, Spirit of Detroit.
Hey, why don't you tell me the name of that distillery for me real quick?
Oh,
She said a seizure. Of course, these Baker 7s. That one's 8 years, 6 months old. So it's an 8-year-old, 6 months, Baker 7. Yeah, I don't buy every batch of those. Those are good. If you haven't had the Larceny Barrel Proofs, I like them. I typically like these better than the Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs. But again, we never finish them. It takes years to finish any bottle, so I don't buy every one of them. So I haven't seen anything finished here. I'm just like, yes, you definitely need. I think we got the right one for you. I think we got the right finished whiskey to try. Ooh, there's a Springbank right there. So I was gonna buy some Springbanks for Nate right here, 10 years. See if we can find the 15-year Springbank. See if that's hiding around here somewhere.
Is that a Scotch?
This is a Scotch. I'm gonna hate it, but this is like the Pappy Van Winkle of Scotches. And so they're fairly hard to come by. I was on the West Coast. I saw them in every liquor store I went into. I got a lot of flack on that video for not buying them, even though I'm not gonna like it. But I said if I saw them again, and I just turned around and there it was, right there. Springbank 10. Sitting on the shelf for $94. I don't know if that's a terrible deal, a good deal, but we're blowing the budget today.
You like the smoke wagon stuff?
Yeah, it's good whiskey. At this point in my whiskey journey, I'm looking for stuff that stands out on a shelf of a bunch of whiskey. And so there's a lot of stuff folks recommend that's just really good whiskey, but it's just the same as 50 other bottles that I've got as far as quality goes. So this day and age, I'm trying to find something that's why I really like locally made whiskey when I can find it, is that's just gonna be different than the other 75 bottles of MGP source stuff that I've got. Doesn't mean the other stuff's not good. It's just when you walk in and you've got 75 bottles of stuff that tastes about the same or at least is of similar quality, which one are you going to? You're gonna go to the Old Dominick High Rye Bourbon that's completely different. It's just what you're gonna do. You don't have any of the older Springbank stuff, do you?
In Oklahoma, it's very hard to find.
Okay, well, I just found this one right here at your store. First time I've seen it in Oklahoma, so.
It's probably a lucky find too, because man, that broker does not get very much Springbank.
Really?
I'm a fan of that. If I drink a Scotch, that's one of the few I'll put in my face.
I'm pretty sure the Jimmy at John Emerald, who's helping us with our blend that we're putting out for our own label, my neighbor lives across the street from me, he actually trained at Springbank.
Oh, there you go.
So it'd be cool to have one.
Almost talking me into buying that other one sitting over there.
You like Scotch?
I like it once in a while. I'm not a huge appreciator, so it's hard for me to.
Well, I'm going to get you a bottle on me. So if that's it, grab that one. I'll buy it for you.
Green River Foolproof hiding over here.
Yeah, I got.
You got a Green River Foolproof over there? Y'all need this one for sure. Have you had it?
I've got one. Yeah, it's amazing.
$55 right there. That's a good find. All right, appreciate it. Sure. All right, this Green River's y'all, so we got to dig it out of this box when I get to the truck. Your boy comes prepared. I don't know why. I had these. Went to a wedding, and I think these ended up in my truck. And so I've got cups, and we've got the world's best whiskey right here, which I feel like they set these folks up for failure because we poked fun. We had a lot of fun with that, but then they didn't have anything to do with this. This is on the store right here that just threw world's best on a bottle, despite the bottle having absolutely nothing to do with it. So sorry to Rocktown. This was all the Booze Brothers' fault, but we are about to review this and see if indeed this Rocktown is the world's best. Here y'all go, little samples here. And you don't have to drink it all. That was fairly heavy pour. for a sample. The color's really dark. But that's the thing about Rocktown is it usually has a ton of barrel char. I assume these are coming out of small barrels. One of the reasons I'm a little iffy on it.
They make all their stuff?
I believe they do distill. I do believe all of this is distilled by them, thrown into small barrels, which again may change. Like a lot of these small distilleries will do that to get started. Actually smells nice.
Yeah, it smells like a little maple syrup.
Little maple, little apple juice in that one too for me. Yeah. Is it good?
It's kind of light.
No. Okay. No. Is it the world's
Not world's
best?
best.
A little caramel, little maple,
Golden
little
question, no.
Not the world's best. Set them up for failure.
Can't be world's worst.
See, the thing is I like what's going on with their whiskey. It has a ton of that barrel impact. And so I think if they, if they ever start putting out stuff that doesn't have that barrel impact, whether it's larger barrels or, maybe it's heat cycles. My assumption is small barrels.
27 months.
27 months old, yeah. So that's obviously had a high impact. They're making fine whiskey. I just can't get on board with high heats, small barrels. Give me something 5-6 years old and a 53 from them, and I think it's going to be exceptional. So y'all keep buying this Rocktown so they survive long enough to put out whiskey that good. All right, next door, where we headed?
We're gonna go to Ranch Acres.
Ranch Acres, sounds like a farm. See if we can find more whiskey. A little bit of a drive, and now we're at Whiskey Acres, Ranch Acres. Welcoming party. There's your pepper decanters right there. They've all been decent. Some have been really good, some okay, but there they sit. Four Roses Single Barrel Strength Tier 1.
That's what I came for.
OBSO, that's what you're looking for? If you haven't had the cash strength Four Roses, those are really solid. Got a Green River, this one was $7 cheaper. 8-year new riff.
I got the 8-year rye too.
I've heard good things about them.
Dang it, I'm buying 2 bottles.
He's loading up now. Hold it up for the people at home.
I've been looking for one of these. The 8-year new riff. I didn't even know they had the 8-year rye.
Me either. I may just take that one home with me. Neely family, the old Jet Brothers.
Oklahoma Select Good Times. Dark fruit.
Dark fruit, yeah, I saw that one at the last place, or one of the last places. I don't know what that means. They finish it in figs or something? Like, what is this?
Single barrel straight bourbon whiskey finished in cherry brandy, raspberry brandy, and blackberry brandy casks.
I hear that Johnny smoking gun. I have not tried it yet. I hear that is one of the worst things you can buy.
Really?
I've been told.
I've looked at it.
That
here a
is
couple
one of the
times.
worst things.
It's kind of an interesting.
It's a really, really interesting bottle. But while we were in Detroit, they were jokingly trying to get me to try. And I was like, y'all have already oversold it. I'm not doing it.
This is really what you came for right here, though, TJ.
The Woodford Baccarat for $2K. I've always wanted one. Not. I'd drink it. $2,000 to turn around and open it just
I know you're.
seems like a waste.
You're not really a single malt guy, but this guy, the Baller,
Okay.
it's pretty good.
That's Baller. There's another spring baked 10 over here. I scared the dog. I tend to do that. Oh, these are $10 cheaper. So a little better pricing on this side of town over here.
Gotta pay more for world's best.
They got me on that, didn't they?
What do you think about the Olds Bardstown?
The which one?
The Olds Bardstown?
I don't know if I have that one. That's another Willet. So it's going to be similar, I would think, to this Kentucky Vintage Johnny Drum stuff. But I don't know if I have that bottle. I think I bought something like this one. Not that. The one I have, I think, also is different than that, but it's more that square bottle one. Again, okay. I mean, it's cheap. $38 is cheap for bourbon these days. Weird world we live in, but I'd be much more excited about something like that Green River you just got. There's a Blanton's right there. No price on it. There's a grain to glass rye. I got the rye. I got the wheated and the rye. Think's what I got. Wonder what they're getting for that Blanton's. Let's do a price check. Never hurts to do a price check on one. There's a Pendleton 12-year rye right there.
What do you think about those? Isn't that Canadian whiskey?
Yeah, it's a Canadian rye. I don't know. I've never had the Pendleton ryes that I could recall. I just don't. I like older ryes, but I don't know if I like Canadian ryes so much. You know.
Oh, I didn't see that rocket top. Right next to the Inland Giant. Is that what it's called? Rocket top?
Yeah, that's their new bottled in bond rye.
Do you have that one?
I have had it. I liked it. It was good. I tend to like their cask strength stuff better.
For sure.
But that's almost everybody. Good 100 proof rye. I would probably lean that Emerald Giant right next to it though. I don't know what those go for, but it seems awful.
It's toasted blueberry maple. Good times. Sounds ridiculous, but it's pretty good.
Okay, I believe you. I've had enough good times at this point to know that they're insane. And some of their insane things turn out delicious. So apparently this is where they hide their allocated stuff, just right there
Just
on
right
the shelf.
Good to know.
You want it?
No, sir. I got one unopened.
Okay. You need a Blanton's?
Good, man. I got all the blends I
I
need.
mean, I don't pass them if they're decent price. Somebody will want it at some point. I give away more of these than I actually drink, for sure. I think Jill just took 2 of them out of my cabinet the other day to give to somebody.
Oh, wow. I don't know how I feel about that one.
She does that. She's gotten to where she asked, though, so that's good.
I mean, it's a thought that counts, I guess.
But I have to tell her, I was like, you can't go down there and just grab a Blanton's, because we've got some of the Takara Reds that look almost identical to this, but the writing's red. Some of the Japanese only. I don't want you giving those away, because I can't get more of those real easily. What's the price on this guy right here?
That's a good question. I don't know. $83.59.
I'll take it. It's in the range.
Yep. Receipt for you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So what's the max you'll pay for like a Blanton's?
If it's under 100, I'll usually buy it unless I've got a bunch of them stocked up at home. Just because at that price, somebody will want it. Somebody will be like, yeah, I really need a Blanton's. And they're willing to pay that $100 for it to give it, at least get my money back. Although it's funny how I say that, but very rarely do I ever get paid for them. Usually it's just Jill giving them to friends. For under $100, they're great gifts, I guess, is the way to put it. One more, you wanna hit one more? See what we find?
I think I got a jet, but
You gotta go?
I'll let you guys finish it up. Gotta go make my tea time, man. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Man's a golfer, he's got his priorities right, All right, so what's the next place?
Bird's Liquor and Wine.
Bird's Liquor and Wine. All right, we'll see y'all there. There was some sort of clothing store right around the corner. A bunch of folks lined up outside. I'm assuming they're opening at noon. Maybe they're dropping some shoes or something. Those people are strange. Who in their right mind is just gonna line up outside a store before it opens to get some shoes? If we get done here, I may go back over there and see what they're dropping just for fun. That'd be fun to see the difference, but I don't know if I'll make it back in time. So this is the Bird. The Bird is a word. Ooh, got an old fit sitting there. Beautiful.
You have a YouTube channel?
I do have a YouTube channel.
I thought I recognized it.
A 10-year for 300. What's the do you know what the MSRP on those 10 years are?
On the 10-year, that's a good question.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm not sure.
gosh.
The Middle West Sherry Cask
We
is
did
so
not
good.
think we would find it today.
What'd you
Purple
find?
top.
A Willet Purple Top?
Wowza.
Yeah, the price on those are just nuts. The MSRP are nuts. Like what's the age on that one?
This is gonna be 11.
Yes, I don't even, that's probably MSRP on that bottle, which is just, it's crazy.
Yeah, we actually
They're delicious.
We dropped it
But,
$100.
Yeah, Willet loves those.
Right on.
I love them too, but I love them at like 150.
Yeah, it seems like,
Yeah.
especially with Willet, the market kind of peaked.
Okay.
So it seems like things are kind of balancing out right now. So we'll see, hopefully.
Got the grain to glass, rye, and the bourbon. I think those are the 2 I got already today.
Right on.
There's a third one, it's the wheat.
Yeah.
Right, I don't think I got the wheat. I think I got the bourbon and the rye. Man, nice selection though.
I appreciate that, man.
You wouldn't happen to have an E.H. Taylor laying around, would you?
No, we do not.
That's one they were looking for, so I just trying to help them find one. Yeah. Don't get a big allocation in the state.
Not really. It's kind of, it seems like every 3 months, honestly.
Yeah.
We might get something and we're surprised when we get it,
It's one of those things we order but don't get it.
Yeah, they're out there. They're just not coming to you.
Right, yeah.
Well, it used to be we had Brewzle, all that stuff, and we changed the liquor laws and they changed the distributors or limited it. They decided that we didn't need it in Oklahoma. You can't get a straight answer from the big guys at all.
Oh, well, they don't need to answer. If they answer straight, they might get in trouble. So,
True.
why answer straight?
Yeah, why tell the truth?
We have more whiskey over
Okay.
here, this whole back wall over
Yeah, we'll head over there. I was looking at that Knob Creek Burr Rye. Those are new. Just grabbed one of those a couple of weeks ago. That old Fitz calling my name. I don't think I have a 10. I think I got a 10 and my son took it.
Yeah, that's our first time seeing a Willet Purple Top.
Besides your shelf?
There you go. Yeah, I'll have to come to the house someday and drink mine. I got 4 or 5 of them up there, I think. Most of them I did not pay for, I will admit that. Bunch of Kentucky Owl Batch 12s. I think they're putting more and more of that out, or people are buying it less and less. That can't be the price on it though, is it? $119? Weren't those like $300?
Yeah.
I hear through batch 9 were really, really good, and then after that they've been okay, but
Yeah,
at that price.
$399, $280,
You got a picture?
$274, batch 12.
Oh.
Check it out.
Okay. So that's, I'm just gonna have to grab that if that's the price. There's a juke joint uncut, unfiltered right there, $47.99. Now that I've seen spring bake in 2 places, I gotta make sure I don't find that 15 laying around somewhere, or I think there may be a 12 as well. It's a new riff barrel hanging out over here. Anything catching your eye?
No,
really.
not that I haven't seen today.
12-year-old Old Medley. Don't know much about that. I think it's by the Wathans here. Bottled by, but not distilled by. All right, we gotta get a price check on this guy right here, I think. Because I feel like they've made a mistake here, and I might just take a couple of these home with me. And then I'm gonna find out they drop prices everywhere. I got a price check on that bottle?
Absolutely. After tax, it would run $130.21.
Okay, I'm gonna be nice.
Yep.
That's usually a $300 bottle. So you sure your price is not wrong on that?
It is not. The guy, our owner, knows what he's doing. He tries it before, so he must have got a deal.
All right, well, I'll just take 2 of those then.
No, that's one thing that we pride ourselves on, is being the cleanest and the cheapest in town. And I watch your videos all the time, man.
Well, I appreciate it.
And no worries. Appreciate you, man. You guys have a good one today.
All right, thank you.
That's so crazy. I always wonder if we're like the only people that watch you in Tulsa. And then like we see all these comments. Have you already picked somebody for Tulsa? Have you already picked somebody? And now we have two people.
We were your only fans here.
But you're growing so fast.
It's been crazy. It's a weird life. This is the strangest timeline out of all of the metaverse that I'm living in right now. That I like. We were in Springfield, Missouri, and 4 folks came up at dinner to want to talk. So I appreciate y'all watching. It's crazy that y'all watch me just walk in the liquor stores, and we're trying to spread positivity. We're trying to show that this is a positive hobby, right? There's a lot of negative connotations with alcohol, and we understand that. And we understand there's a lot of people that have problems with it. But also, whiskey in particular, or any spirit that is of high quality, is really about sharing and bringing people together, and the social aspect of it. And so we love it when folks come up and talk to us. So if you see us out, definitely do that. If we happen to be in your town, be sure to submit so you could possibly go hunting with us. Grant will reach out. I think he reached out via Patreon.
Yes, sir.
Let folks know we would be in town, and y'all submitted, and here you are hanging out with me today. Did you have a good time?
We did.
Great time.
Blast.
Do you think we did a good job of showing what bourbon hunting is like in Tulsa?
For sure, we tried to. We definitely did. You got to see what it's like. You got to see what we have. I don't think we missed anything. We don't really get a lot of drops, as they were telling you in the stores. They just kind of put it out, and if you get it, you get it. So I showed you really nice stores that we have. I'm just glad you enjoyed it.
And it's good to know what we're actually getting in town, like something like Benchmark or like E.H. Taylor. Like we're looking for these things, but you don't know when it's coming in.
Yeah, if it's ever coming at this point, yeah. And I'm trying to do the thoughts of the day at the end of these. There's a lot of things we are thinking about, and today it is about just sharing your hobbies. Regardless what your hobbies are, find other folks, find other folks that are interested in those hobbies. Mine are cars and whiskey, not at the same time. Don't do that. That's not good. You can't. Those are not hobbies that you can overlap real well, but you find a car club, you go hang out with other like-minded folks, you get out of the house. That really is what life is about. So I appreciate y'all watching all the way to the end. Hit me with a #BottleKill down in the comments. We'll see y'all in the next one.